Ariel Helwani at the American Top Team Gym in Coconut Creek, Florida, being joined by Mike Brown, the former WEC featherweight champion and the man who recently defeated Anthony Morrison at WEC 46 earlier this month. Mike, how are you?
I'm good. Back to training hard.
Yeah, I know you wanted to get that L off the top of your record. You looked very impressive against Anthony Morrison. Overall, happy with your performance?
Very happy. I wanted to go in, have a nice dominating performance, get the loss behind me, and just enjoy myself again. I have trouble relaxing after a loss, so now I can start focusing on the future, and I'm feeling good.
We talked going into that fight about how you were feeling. You had to sort of regain your mojo and your confidence. Now after the fact, looking back, were you a little more nervous for that fight just because it was Morrison, a guy no one knew about, and you wanted to get back on track?
No, I don't know what it was. Sometimes you feel good and sometimes you don't feel good. I don't know what caused it, if it's the right sleep, the right training camp, what it is. But that week of the fight, I felt great. Sometimes, there's so many variables. I don't know what causes a good night, what causes a bad night. But going into it, I knew I was going to have a good night.
All right, and how about your relationship with the fans in Sacramento? Is the beef over? Are you guys cool now?
They were cool, man. Unless I ever fight Uriah again, I'm sure they'll hate me again. But no, the crowd was really awesome, and I had a great time in Sacramento. They bring a lot of people in there. You know, it's a big arena, and they pack them in. So you got to love the fans there.
The big news coming out of that whole event was that it pretty much was confirmed that Aldo is going to fight Faber for the title. And a lot of fans were saying, well, what about Mike Brown? I mean, he defeated Faber twice. He just lost the title to Aldo. Why aren't you in the mix? What do you make of that whole situation?
I think the fight makes sense because you don't want Aldo fighting the same guy twice in a row. I think I should sit back, relax, and try, well, not relax. I should try to improve and work on some things and try to figure a new strategy to beat him. I don't want to fight him back to back. Let him fight some other guys. Same with when I beat Uriah the first time. I fought Leonard after that. Then I got Uriah again. I didn't get Uriah twice in a row. It's good to have the Aldo fights a few different guys, and as long as I win my next one, I'll get my shot, I'm sure.
So you've been in the cage with both of those guys. Who are you picking in that fight?
It's going to be a good one, man. It's tough to call. I didn't realize, but man, Uriah finishes a lot of guys. I had some good fights with him, but he submitted some really good guys. Like I was just noticing, Austin Sound's very tough. He's never been finished like that before. Like he finished Jeff Kern. That's not easy to do. And looking at his records, man, not many guys have made the distance with him. So it's going to be good. But he can't be dropping his hands against Aldo because with those knees and kicks, man, that could be early night.
You think Faber might have to fight a more conventional style because Aldo is so explosive in so many different ways?
Conventional in the fact that he better protect his head, not in the fact with the scrambles and his takedowns and maybe even some crazy stuff. But he's got to keep his hands up, that's for sure.
All right, so give us a prediction here. You can't sit on the fence.
I hate giving prediction, but if I had to pick, if I had to bet my life savings on it, I'd go with Aldo, just because he beat the crap out of me.
All right, that's a good way of thinking about it. All right, well, how about you? I mean, we know that you like to fight a lot, and you got back in there less than 2 months after the Aldo loss. Are we going to see you at WEC 47?
What one's that? Is that the March?
That's the March one, the next one coming up.
I'll be after March. So that card's already stacked and ready to go. I'm assuming I'm going to be on the May card. They don't know exactly who yet, but that's where I'll be, and I'm hoping it'll be a high-level contender. And the winner of me and this contender will be get the winner of Aldo Faber.
A lot of people are thinking that Mike Brown versus Manny Gamburyan would make a lot of sense. What would you think of a potential matchup against Manny?
I think it's one of the guys that they're talking about, and I think it's a great fight. He's ranked top 10 in the world by most rankings, and he's 2-0 in the WEC. I would love that fight, and I think the fans know who he is, so it'd be a good fight for me. But I'm not sure. It might be Davis and LC Davis or Davici.
Davidas Torsavicius.
Yeah, man, you're good. You're better than I am, man. I know how tough he is, but I can't pronounce his name. Right. I don't know what's tougher, him or his name.
They're both pretty tough.
Yeah.
And they're fighting on that March card. Who do you like in that fight?
That's another good one, man. I don't know. I really don't. I haven't seen. I know how good both of them are, but I haven't studied their game that intensely to really figure out who'd win.
All right, so now we're here at American Top Team. You see these amazing fighters that you train with on a daily basis. What are you doing to improve your game for that eventual next fight, and then potentially another shot at the title?
Just hanging around these monsters, man. If you have holes in your game, they get tightened up quick, or you get beat up and get some injuries, and you're not going to be in here very long. That with all this talent, all your holes, man, they get tight really quick, or you're going to just get beat up. It's like natural selection.
And by the way, the biggest news of the day, in my opinion, Mike Brown on Twitter. I just saw that. That's huge.
It's a big step for me. You know, it's been out for a while. It's probably getting old to a lot of people, and that's usually when I venture in. When everybody gets bored of it, I go, oh, this looks pretty cool.
Now, were you forced into getting a Twitter account, or did you want to venture in on your own?
No, I kept getting push, and then finally I look over somebody's shoulder. What are you doing there? And it looks all right. And it took me a while to warm up to it, but it looks all right.
Now, you went with M Brown 145. Does that mean that you're going to be sticking at featherweight? Because then you can't change your name on Twitter. Once it's there, it's going to stay there forever.
Well, my problem is Mike Brown's such a common name.
Right.
Everything was taken. Mike Brown was taken. Mike Thomas Brown was taken. Mike Brown 145 was taken. Every combination was taken. That was like the only thing I could find that would work.
What about Mike Brown 145-155?
Maybe that's what I'll use next. If this one gets hacked, that's what I'll do.
Hopefully no problems with that, right? Has that all been resolved? Of course, if people don't know, you had some issues with people hacking into your Facebook account.
No, it's good. It's good. Actually, it's weird. The guy is, I don't know what happened, but like the hacker sent me a letter in my email and like said he was a fan, apologized, and it was pretty cool, man.
He was a fan of Mike Brown and he did that.
Yeah, he said he was messing around and he saw an interview and he said, sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. Don't be mad, but I won't mess with you anymore.
What'd you say back? Did you give him the big F you?
I didn't respond because he sent it from my own email account.
He said you were.
I don't know where it came from.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff. All right, so we look forward. You're saying May, potentially May. You don't know who against, but we're looking forward to it. That's pretty much the plan, right?
That's the plan.
All right. Yeah. We appreciate the time as always, Mike. Best of luck in training.
Hey, thanks, Ariel. I appreciate it, man.